I'm curious what exactly it would take for Jimbo Fisher to get fired this season. Now, obviously, there's a huge money barrier in the way of this decision. You have to basically pay him the rest of his contract. He's never had a buyout in his time at Texas A&M. So to get him out, it's always been an actual buyout. By that, I mean paying him the rest of the contract. So that's one barrier. But more than that, anytime you fire a head coach, especially a head coach that's been there for a while, especially a national champion head coach, that's going to send ripples through your program. You're going to lose players. You're probably going to take a dip in recruiting. Who knows what you can replace them with? You have to pay the next guy as well. So there's a lot of moving parts to firing a head coach, and a head coach that you've had for 6 years, and a head coach that is Jimbo Fisher. So what would it take, guys? I always thought it would take something really catastrophic for A&M to even consider firing him. And you could very well argue that that happened last year with a 5-7 record, lost to App State, 6-loss losing streak. That was probably the lower echelon of the realm of possibilities. That was probably below the realm of what we thought were possibilities on the season. That was an unfathomable, catastrophic, terrible season. So that happened, and now Jimbo is down to this 2023 season that will, in my opinion, decide his fate. So let's break this down by numbers. So if A&M wins 12, 11, 10, or 9 games, I don't think there's any way in hell Jimbo gets fired, because this team is pretty much all back next year. You lose a couple of names, but that 2022 class is all going to be upperclassmen. You get a lot of production back. You get a second-year starter at quarterback, most likely, and things are feeling pretty good. So any of those numbers, you can rebound with a really strong season. I'm talking more around like the 9-10 range is more like the likely scenario for the year. Obviously, 11-12, you're talking playoff possibilities there, so that's a whole different story. But at the 9 and 10 marker, you're probably feeling good. You're not even thinking about firing him. So let's go to the other end of that spectrum. Let's say you repeat last year, 5-7, fire him. There's no discussion there. You have to move on if he goes 5-7. And I don't want to fire him. I don't want to see Jimbo Fisher get fired. I like Jimbo Fisher for Texas A&M. He talks like an Aggie. He has ranches, plural. He's an Aggie. He's very much a country guy. He's very much a blue-collar sounding guy. This guy fits the culture at Texas A&M. And he seems to have great relationships with players. He's been recruiting great for years before NIL, so don't even do that. Before NIL, Jimbo was a great recruiter. So we don't want to see that. But if he does 5-7 again, you have to fire him. 6-6, I think you have to fire him. You basically didn't improve from the year before. You probably only won 3 SEC games, maybe only 2 if you beat Miami. You probably have to fire him there. If you're winning 2 SEC games, yeah, no. So 7 or 8 wins. Those are the areas of question. Those are the areas I'm curious about. So if A&M wins 7 or 8 games, what do you guys think? At 7 games, are you firing him? At 8 wins, are you firing him? At 8 wins, me personally, I'm feeling real bad. I am not feeling good about the season we just saw. Maybe a little bit better if you end on like a 2 or 3 game win streak and you win your bowl game, you win 9 games. I might feel a little bit better. You beat LSU. Maybe you get a Bama win in there. Maybe it really depends at 8 wins how it goes down. But we're not feeling great. We're very much uncertain going into the next year, because how much can a team that won 5 and then 8 games improve? It probably could improve quite a bit, but you're not feeling great. Now 7 wins, you're probably feeling really, really bad. So that's the number that I'm really curious about. I think at 8 wins with a bowl win, you retain Jimbo Fisher. What do you guys think about that? Now I think with 7 wins, you might fire him before the bowl game. I think 7 wins after you win 5 the year before, you might just bite the bullet and fire him. So let's see what the numbers look like if you fire him after the 2023 season. I'm going to pull it up next to us right here on the screen. So if you fire him, you have to pay him $67 million. $67.5. I believe that's what this graph says. I think 2023 is if you fired him before the season. So 2024, $67.5 million. That's a steep buyout. But I think at 7 wins, Texas A&M has no choice but to pull the trigger and get new blood in there. Now, I could be swayed maybe to keep him 1 more year just because of what you have back, but it would take a sound argument. And now this is all hypotheticals. It's the preseason. We're itching for football. Of course I'm going to throw hypotheticals out there. But at 7 wins, I'm not feeling really confident in the coach anymore, especially after the 5-win year. So as I asked, what do you guys think? What's the number it takes to retain Jimbo? Are we all Team Jimbo? Obviously, we all want to see him succeed. We've seen glimpses of success. We've seen recruiting success. We really, really want and almost need it to pan out with Jimbo Fisher. So let's go 9 wins, guys. That's really what we need. That's the floor for happiness to the season. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you like this content. I'm doing videos every weekday through fall camp. I'm going to be doing videos 3 times a week during the season, reacting to games, previewing games. So jump on if you want to be part of this throughout the season. We have a great comment section, a lot of great regulars in there. So jump in if you like this kind of short form Aggie content. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Gig 'em.